Hello, beautiful people. Hey, look, before I start this session, I have a big announcement to make. And, the documentary that's been in the works for a long time about my son Eric's life, it's almost finished. But in order to get to that finish line, the director producer Paula Marino needs some help. So she needs funds to cover all the professional fees that will be involved to bring the story to the screen, like a professional story editor, a music composer, a sound mixer, an illustrator, animator, etc., etc. Now, Paula created a crowdfunding page where you can donate whatever you feel comfortable donating. You can also donate by purchasing a 30-minute session with one of our mediums, or by purchasing an item from the Erik merchandise store, like the one I'm wearing. Saving the world one prank at a time. It's an embroidered image, so it's really nice. So anyway, go visit channelingericdoc.com and take a look at it. This project is very near and dear to my heart. And one of my greatest wishes is to get the story out to more people so we can help more people. And I want you to go and see the trailer that's on the channelingericdoc.com. It's so moving. It's so powerful. It was my first reaction. It was a gut punch. Um, but it says it all. So look at the trailer and let me know what you think. Thank you, guys. Hello, beautiful people. Look who we have here. We have the beautiful Nicole Schwartz. And
Hi.
what you got going on today, girl? Let me close this. Okay, there we go.
Eric's here, by the way,
Oh, by
and
the
he
way, I
says,
was going to
"Hi,
say
Mom."
that. And we have Erik, my son, on the other side. I love you as always. Was it you
He
or
loves
Paul
you.
that was putting pipe smoke everywhere? I mean, smell.
He said, "Papa,"
I figured it smelled
but
just
he
like.
says I'm right there with him.
Oh, I miss him. Anyway, so back to Nicole. What have you got going on, girl? Tell us what you have to
Uh,
offer and how to get to.
So,
I mean, her
Angel,
information. I'm sorry, her information will
you're fine.
be in the description box and on the screen. But go ahead,
Yes.
Nicole. Enlighten.
So, to get in touch with me, it's just angelambitions.com, and we are actually running a 15% off for hourly mediumship sessions. So, if you want to connect with a loved one, if you want to talk to Erik and ask him some questions, you just have to go on my website, and I'm pretty sure
Well,
I
yeah,
is it
okay.
spring? Yeah, I'm like coupon code is there, so you just have to type it in.
Okay, easy enough. That's exciting. We could all use
Yeah.
a discount here and there. Right now, of course, this is gonna be not age well, so forget about it. I was gonna tell you about the sale I'm doing now that expires tonight, which is
That's
March
it. Yeah,
31st.
but maybe you
Forget about
never.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk to Virginia Woolf. What is that? Have
Yes.
you heard of Virginia Woolf? There's some saying. I don't know. I continue
What's funny is I
to
actually found,
make
like,
fun
I knew we were doing her, and so because we researched, because you were supposed to, get surgery and stuff. So it's weird that I found a post on Instagram yesterday, and it was from Virginia Woolf, but I didn't research her and anything, and I was like, that's interesting. Like she's already coming through to us.
Oh, and she knew you were the right one to chat with Erik's help, of course, my love. All right.
Yes, he's
Well,
here.
is she here at all, Virginia?
She is. She's here. She's here with Erik.
Tell me what she looks like and her energy, etc.
So her energy is very calming, actually. I'm seeing a lot of blue, her aura actually is blue around her, and she looks, she's she's very slender looking,
Okay.
um, straight, long hair, and she likes to pull it back.
Okay.
She likes to look neat.
I like to
Um,
pull my hair back too. I
she
can't pull my hair out. It gets too puffy.
sh- she's just showing me that her and Erik share um, a little bit of, like, not a lot, a little similarities and some mental health.
Okay.
And so I think that she said that is one of the reasons why she wanted to come connect with us and Erik to tell
Okay.
some of her
Oh,
story.
awesome. Well, I'm going to give everybody a little backstory because I really don't know much about her. But Adeline or Adeline, I don't know, Virginia Woolf. She was born 1882 and died in 1941. She was an English writer. She's considered one of the most important modernist 20th century authors. She pioneered the use of stream of consciousness as a narrative device. Interesting. Tormented throughout her life by her mental health, Virginia experienced severe depression and was briefly institutionalized. Died by suicide. No, there's a similarity there. March 28th, 1941. Oh, wow. And it's March the 31st now. You were only 59. Wow. So, did you have a lithium deficiency like it's such so much the case in mental health?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. So did Eric. Yep. All right.
Yeah. So she said she suffered from what they would call it now. She had like manic depressive but bipolar disorder.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know what BPD, that
Mm.
falls into, but it's still BPD.
Okay. Virginia, did you go in voluntarily or were you committed by a family member when you were briefly institutionalized?
I was institutionalized more than one time,
Oh,
she is saying. And she's saying that there was talk through her family and friends, but she ultimately went and seek treatment and for kind of alone time and some rest and
oh,
repercussion, she said.
I can imagine. Well, how were you treated? I mean, what was the treatment during your stay? Did you get ECT, convulsive therapy, or talk therapy, or what?
Um, it was very different back then. Not a lot was introduced and not a lot was carried over to this day. And since I wasn't in America, I was kind of on like a bed rest, what pregnant women would go through if they have to stay off their feet. But it was really just, they kind of just isolated me. She's saying, she's just showing me like a room, like a white room that she had. They gave her a journal and she was able to like journal her feelings. How was she feeling today? Did she have any thoughts of suicide? Did she feel like she was herself again? Because there is instances where she didn't feel like who she was and she tried taking her own life many times
Oh,
before it was successful.
in the institution or
Prior. That's why
oh,
some of the institutions came from that.
oh, for attempts. Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you did eventually take your life, were you inside the institution or outside of it? Not that it
I
matters.
was outside of the institution. I was outside. I felt the whole kind of, she's saying her and Erik are showing me like grass, greenery, water. I'm pretty sure she died in water.
Okay.
Um, yeah, she's saying, have you, she's showing me like these old timey, I don't know, like 1800s, like kind of military scrub or something like, military wear that had a lot of pockets, but it was
Oh
like
yeah, right,
very
right.
cloth. And she looked like she was wearing something like that. And she weighed herself down.
Yeah, put a
And
bunch of stones or something in the pockets. Wow.
yeah, and so she just,
How was that like? Were you panicking when you were not able to the beach? Hang on, hang on.
I was not panicking. I knew this time it was going to ultimately be the case. I wanted to go out. There was just a lot that I have suffered throughout my life. I wasn't authentic with myself, she's saying. She's saying that there was a lot of she wasn't, for her to be like at her age, she still didn't know who she was. She's showing me that she lived through her writing, um, but there was a lot of sadness and a lot of, she's showing me she couldn't she couldn't really tell people how she felt. Um, I'm getting that she was in love with a man and a woman. I know she was married,
Okay.
but there was a woman that was, um, I don't know if that's why but there was a woman that she was also in love with.
Okay, so you were bisexual then.
Yes.
Okay, so was there anything else situational that caused your depression? Like poverty or, bad childhood or anything else, or was it?
She's showing me in her childhood,
Yeah.
her as a little girl. She's showing me like she should have been running through, you know, the forest, having fun, with a teddy bear. And that's what she's showing. She's like, it was not like that.
Mm.
She said, and that's why I became a writer. Um, Erik is saying bad things happened with her family life and she was sexually abused.
Mm. At what
So
age? Sorry, what age?
that's why I think a lot of her not knowing who she was, um, stemmed from that because she didn't have a solid father figure in her life
Oh,
anyway.
wow. Did the father sexually abuse you or someone else?
I don't know if the father was in the picture. I don't know if he passed away, but I'm getting it was like a stepfather or like
Okay,
an uncle or something that wasn't directly, linked to her.
okay.
So, but
Wow.
it was definitely happening.
Was she
And
sexually abused by a woman ever or not?
no,
Okay. Were you a star seed on a mission here to assist awakening our collective?
yes,
Well,
there was a lot of I. Showing like her writing. There's a lot in her writing that is being like is portrayed till this day. She was very like she put I, her words were just very. She's just showing me like elegant writing. They were just it stuck with a lot of people, and she was very, very smart. And so she understood that. What is she showing me? Her and Erik are just showing me this book, and it looks like a scripture book,
like real
but it's
flowery writing, are you saying? Are you saying that?
yeah. And she's showing me like the ink pen,
Oh,
and she's showing me that's how it's like her stories are masked in there so it can help people.
oh, interesting. All right. Was your mental illness actually your higher consciousness activated following your percept? Well, first of all, wait a minute. What star system did you hail from? Or
Canadian.
I figured. Was your mental illness actually your higher consciousness activated, allowing your perceptive universal knowledge you and others did not understand? Interesting question. All these people are so smart.
That is interesting.
Ah, wait.
Erik and Virginia are both here. Virginia saying, I mean, there was a little bit because she's showing me she didn't believe in religion. So spirituality, there was a snippet of it that she did believe in, but um she didn't believe in an afterlife. She didn't believe in, so she's saying no. She knew she was going to be taken away from this world and going somewhere else, but she just ultimately needed to get out of this life,
Right.
and it was a soul contract.
Oh, okay.
But she's she's just showing me that no, like there was not a lot of things they could help her because she suffered for it for so long because the abuse really imprinted on her brain.
How old were you
Um,
at that time? At the time of abuse? Was it-
for
Oh God.
so it's she was just trying to escape herself. Um, like that's why she wrote. That's why she was such an amazing writer and could think of all these because she was literally she did channel her higher self when she wrote, but she escaped herself. So she really wasn't Virginia Woolf writing, if that
Oh,
makes sense.
yeah. So it wasn't like downloads from your starseed from the Pleiadians, and you thought, oh, I'm going crazy. I don't understand this shit. It wasn't anything like that.
No.
Uh, do you feel like you could have gotten better if you were in the mental health system today with today's medicine, antidepressants, etc.? Spravato.
Possibility, she says, but I wanted to. She goes, my soul contract was still, I was going to die before 60.
Okay. All right. Well, you just
So she
got
couldn't.
the cutoff time.
She said in her next life, it will be much longer, but she hasn't reincarnated yet.
Okay. Okay. That's probably one of the questions here. Did your dreaming and living in a fantasy world contribute to the stories or poetries you wrote?
Yes,
It's like an
a
escapism,
lot of it.
right?
Yes, it was such a big escape that it was just was a way for me to be in a different world without being me, she's saying. And also, she wrote a lot when she was institutionalized. So, a lot of that stuff was made into her books as well.
Seems like writing gave you such joy, it would have kept you alive, but no, not if it's your contract, huh?
It did keep me alive for that long.
Okay. All right. From your perspective now as a spirit, what do you think would have helped you heal from your mental illness? Apart from you, no way, because it was a spiritual contract.
Um, Awareness. She's saying bringing awareness because that's what she was trying to do in her stories and make light of things. And people to this day still read her stories. She's saying there are a lot of they're very psychological. She was bit heavily into the psychiatry field just because she was in it. She suffered a lot of mental illnesses.
Okay. Oh God, that's too bad. So, were you plagued by negative entities? If so, maybe scalar energy work, like the main scalar service from Atlanta Scalar would have helped. I mean, apart from the
Yeah,
contract.
she's showing me like a energy like Reiki scalar, something like that will that could bring up, but she's saying she buried those emotions way deep. So for her to bring them back up, she didn't want to.
Oh yeah. Well, you
So
wouldn't
she's the one. So her healing, going back to the question, would it work? Would it be different today? She's saying probably not.
because of the contract. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for those of us who are suffering from depression?
Don't give up. Don't take the easy way out. The only reason, even if you have a lot of negative things that happened to you as a child, like I did, there are things that can help you. You need to feel those emotions. How did that make you feel? And know that you are strong and nobody can take away who you are. Um, she's showing me that those people are just very weak and they just wanted to overpower them because they saw something different in them and they wanted to take that joy. It's kind of like a psychopathic a
Oh,
tendency.
suck the joy out of a person. That's
Uh,
a very,
she's
that's a,
she's saying stay away from those type of people.
yeah, how can you tell? I mean, you could it's sort of people sometimes bring in very toxic energy, whether it's a
Hmm.
friend, a coworker, parents, siblings, and you got to learn how to know that's them and not me. That's their energy. It's not my
Right.
energy. And then you need to get
Right.
them the hell out of your life if necessary.
Exactly. Yeah, you need to and protect yourself. She's saying, if I would
Definitely.
have known all of the spirituality that I've known today, and if I would have known that there was an afterlife, and I can still talk and see what's going on, even though I died,
It would have
you know,
been
50, 40, how many years ago, it's just, it's just very interesting. She goes, I was very stuck in my ways because my family didn't believe in God or an afterlife or anything, but knowing that there is, she's saying let people come to it on their own terms.
yeah.
Because if I would have done that, then maybe I would have believed.
Okay, but you didn't when you were alive. You didn't believe it. Okay. That was one of the questions. Have you reincarnated? That's one of the questions. All right. This person's favorite quote of yours is, and I love this, I just read it. As a woman, I have no country. As a woman, my country is the whole world. Did you really feel like your country was the whole world? And how can we feel that way? Wow.
She's saying yes. She's she's saying just embody who you are in yourself. Um, she's saying if you truly believe in who you are, that's all that's all that matters is because you are one and that's all that exists. So if you're just taking up the space.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Mm.
she's saying that quote came to her in a dream. So she just wrote it down and she thought it would help women be stronger.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. What is your opinion on today's literature? Of course, that's a very broad, many, many genres of literature, but overall.
There's a lot of unique writers out there, she's saying. She goes, I wish my time I would have been with some of them. She was around the same time as Charles Dickens,
Oh,
I want
okay.
to say.
I love him.
Uh,
Awesome.
so to know more greats, she said it would have been very phenomenal to meet them and share our styles of writing. She's she likes, I don't know who the author is, but loves this one author and their psychological thrillers. She goes, that really helps people escape from the, if they need to, from the
Well,
world.
like Dean Koontz, for example, he's good. But there's a lot of people that do psychological thrillers. But
Yeah.
okay, interesting. What is the relationship between the unconscious mind and creativity? Interesting. Erik, that might be something you need to answer. But either one, both.
Erik said, I got you, Mom. He's saying, so the unconscious mind um, is, he's showing me like, ahead, but like with so many doors, but they're all open. So that's your unconscious. Um, and he's showing me, he's like, you can, when you are in that state of mind, in that frequency, you're able to get into all these different doors and all these different,
Mm.
um, you know, aspects of your energy, even in your chakras, and dive deep down in there. And he's saying, he just, he'll come back. Um, he just showed me. Okay, thank you. He's like a painting right now. So
No,
he's showing me creativity is like you have to embrace your creative side. It is a different from your other side of your brain, your other side of your brain is more analytical logic, like I need facts. I need this plus this to be this. And he's
Yeah.
showing me that's not creativity.
Wow.
Creativity is you being yourself, you making it what you want and putting your own spin on it. He's saying creativity is such a, broad term, but there's so much that you can do, even if it's 3 + 3 = 4. You can, write it in different colors. That's creative. He's saying, he goes, art, he goes, there is no,
There's
depth
no
of art.
formula.
He's like, yeah,
They,
he's like, you can do anything you want to do. He's like, the logical mind wants, you know, black and white. He goes,
right.
creativity is gray.
I love that. So really, I think creativity is just the soul expressing itself.
It is.
Okay. How did your feminist themes change the way that novels were written? Well, if it did, probably did.
She said because it came a lot before our time of the women voting and stuff in America, and it was kind of a precursor to, um, women are just as great as men. Why are we treated differently? So she
Yeah.
really was an advocate for that.
Oh, good. One of the first feminists, maybe. All right. Now that you are on the other side, how are you expressing your life purpose? I mean, first of all, you're probably helping up and coming writers, right? I'm just
Yes,
guessing.
yes. She's saying she definitely helps channel writing through some authors who are open to it and with an idea. And she also loves she said she loves England and the United Kingdom and still like watches over there and watches where she grew up and seeing how it changed over time. And she does have family lineage that she still keeps an eye on, but
Yeah.
she's saying she spends a lot of her time. She's showing me she spends a lot of her time like in the greenery, which she
Oh,
would in England if we want to picture it that way.
yeah. That you should have been romping around in as a child, but didn't.
Yes,
Well,
right.
were you forced to be inside and do lessons and stuff like that? I mean, why didn't they let you get out in nature and play like a normal child, like a child should, I should say?
It was just a different time. Her mom was strict. Um, getting her sisters got abused too,
Hmm.
but they were able to for maybe like, okay, you can play like 10 minutes before dinner, but it wasn't
Outside.
it wasn't what child like,
Go read a book.
kid, yeah. It
Work on your
was
timetables. Ugh.
it was very, very intellect driven more than creativity driven, like go play
Oh,
rather than
no wonder
you need
she
to
needed,
read, you need to do that.
no wonder she needed an outlet. Now,
Yeah.
I was trying to look it up, but I didn't want to be rude, like, but
Okay.
who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Where did that come from? Should I chat GPT it and be rude? Let me see. Be
Is
rude.
it, did she, who's afraid of Virginia Woolf, the big bad? Is it from the Little Pig, Three Little Pigs?
No, no, I
She
don't think
say?
so. No, wait.
She's showing me, she goes, am I the wolf? Am I the big bad wolf?
Where did the phrase come from? Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf?
She goes,
Virginia.
say that again?
Virginia. Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I dreamt it. Okay, but anyway, we'll go on with another question while this works its way out. Now, this person loved your statement. What a dumb. God. Did you make that up? And were you referring to our planet, humanity, politics, or all three?
What a dump
Yeah,
the world, like in what we are living in.
yeah. Ugh,
Yeah, she's saying there was many aspects
okay.
that contributed to that.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Hey, it's great to meet you.
Oh, be
How's your day
quiet.
going?
All right, here it is. The title, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? That's how you spell your name? Originates from a phrase Edward Albee encountered in a Greenwich Village bar in 1954. He saw Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf scrawled on a mirror and found it resonated with the themes he was exploring in his play. Albee explained that the phrase plays on the song Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf from the Three Little Pigs, transforming it into a typical university intellectual joke. He interpreted it as Who's Afraid of Living Life? Ooh, this is cool. Without false illusions, aligning with the play's exploration of confronting harsh realities. So that's, yeah.
That makes so much sense. Yeah.
Number
Yeah,
six.
she said it funny because she showed me like the wolf and she was like trying to blow on these piggies.
Oh, okay. All right. What do you think about the women's situation nowadays? I mean, you think we've progressed?
We've progressed. We're still not where we should be, she's
I
saying.
mean,
Um,
men beating people, girls up with a volleyball and stuff like that. Seems like we've gone backwards, you know?
it's
And the feminists are not standing up and saying anything about it. It's weird.
there's a lot of controversy with this, she's saying, but it's like that's not, she's saying it's do right, or doing right is not beating your spouse, beating a woman, beating anybody up, just be kind. And she's saying anybody that has to stoop so low is so fearful behind them that they have so much other stuff going on with them that they're already failing. She's saying that we will get to a point where everybody, every state, equal wages. There's not going to be a man that's going to be paid more than women. And she said that should have happened by the 70s.
Yeah, I think that we've just gone one step backwards for three steps forward, that kind of thing. So
Right.
we'll work it out. Wait, can you describe your death and then you're crossing over in some detail, please? Almost finished.
She said there was a lot of pressure. When she walked in, there was a lot of pressure that she had to keep, she wanted to go. And so it really, she said her goodbyes to, herself. She's like, I'm going to do this. And she felt as if there was a release, like, wow, I'm free. Um, and then realized when her soul was above, because she's showing me, she's seeing above and then her body, and she goes, wow, there is an afterlife. I wouldn't be able to see that. Wow.
Yeah,
So she goes, her whole perspective changed. And so a lot of her healing actually took place after death.
I bet. Wow. So did you suck in water on purpose to try to hasten your death?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What karmic cycle were you supposed to? Oh, well, tell me more about the crossing over. Who met you? Was it a white room? Did you have to go through a white light? All that kind of stuff.
I kind of just saw, she's saying she kind of just saw herself over herself. And then when she was, ready to go on, it's kind of like she like stopped looking at herself, looked away, and it was like she was in a different place, but it was like light, and then she was in a different place. She goes, it was, I can't explain it. Um, Beautiful. She's saying greenery.
Good.
Um, there was a lot of like, I don't know, she said intricate, like landscape that she hasn't seen before, just things that she had a lot of aha, like, this is real. Oh my, like, because she really downplay a lot of what she thought was true and what wasn't true because she listened to a lot of people, growing up, and it was just kind of stuck in her mindset.
Yeah.
But she realized a lot when she went to the other side.
Wow.
And it's like she finally felt like she's like, so this is what it feels like to be free. I don't feel weighed down by anything. Because honestly, she said it was an illusion, her being weighed down because that's how she felt in everyday life.
Did you meet your abuser on the other side? And who were the first people that grandparents, mother, that your father, stepfather?
I'm getting stepfather and I'm getting another male. I don't know, but she said yes, I did.
Okay.
One of them, one was passed away. The other one, she said wasn't there. They could be there, but they weren't. Their
Okay.
soul could have still been here. You know,
Okay.
they didn't cross over. They were still
Okay.
in two places at once. But she says
What do you mean
it
both
was a
of them?
weird feeling.
You mean two abusers? Or
Yes.
okay, wow.
So she's saying it was kind of weird because it was like kind of like a sense of she didn't feel any hate. There was like no hate. There was nothing in her.
Oh, okay.
She was just
Wow.
like full of love. And she was like, I forgive you. Like things had to happen this way. But, and then she goes, and then we just went on our separate ways.
So basically, they were a part of designing your human experience. They agreed
Right.
to it. You all mutually agreed to that.
Yes.
Was there a karmic cycle that you were supposed to go through as Virginia Woolf?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So the cycle of, she's saying she was trying to break the cycle. She didn't break the cycle.
Okay. What
She
was the
was trying to
cycle? Was
break the
it?
cycle of mental health and trying to
Um,
overcome it and not letting it affect you and not letting it um, run your life and run every moment of your every thought and every decision. So
easier
she
said than
said
done.
she
Yeah.
couldn't break the cycle.
Was the karmic cycle anything? Did it have anything to do with the abusers? Like maybe you were their abuser before, now they come back as their, so that y'all could each create a
Yes.
mental illness situation in each other.
Yeah. She said that's a huge one. So she goes, even, she goes, her next life, she's going to have to break the cycle.
Mhm. So what are you going to be, the abuser or the abused?
She said
Which
I'd be
one
the
was?
abused again and break it like I should have as Virginia Woolf.
Well, Eric, maybe you can help her, or your guides can help you, of course. What? Oh, I did that one. What past life affected your one as Virginia Woolf? I mean, one of them, or it could be a future life.
She was in the days of like early settlers, like 1700, like not even seven, like she's showing me one war. I think it's the Revolutionary War. I don't
The
know what
American
year that is.
Revolutionary War of Independence. Okay.
Mhm. Um,
Wow.
maybe. Yeah, or is that the red and blue coats?
Yeah, right, right. The
Yeah,
red coats
she's
are
showing
coming.
me
The red
that.
coats are coming. Okay. What side were you
Yeah,
on? Were you in the
she was
neutral?
in England.
Okay. You were on the side of
Uh,
England.
she was, and she was a seamstress,
Oh, okay. So
and
what?
her husband was out, on the ships.
Oh, okay. So your husband was he an English soldier, a redcoat?
Yes.
Okay. What did you think about the war? Those damn Americans.
She said that was a very hard time
Yeah,
for us, and it kind of made a mockery out of them.
yeah. Okay. Go America. All right, your final message to the world. What would that be?
Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't
There's always a
take the
better
easy
way. There's
way. Don't
always a
take the easy
solution.
way out.
Right.
There's always,
Because look, it didn't
yeah,
solve your problems. You still have to come back and deal with your karmic cycle.
yeah. She's saying that's a huge. She goes, I just couldn't bear to take the pain, but nowadays there's things that you can do to cope with the pain better. She goes, we didn't exercise. We didn't, we
Oh,
ate.
yeah, yeah.
There was maybe they would walk because there was places that they needed to walk to because cars weren't
Oh,
readily
yeah, right,
available.
right.
So, but she goes, we didn't know half the things that you know today, and stuff that we did know poisoned us
Yeah.
or was detrimental to our health.
So Eric, you can relate to her, I guess?
He's saying yes, because she was both lithium deficient with as I was, and we both couldn't handle our pain anymore.
Yeah. Well,
But he's saying it's saying it, he hates to say that, but it's so common for people to take the easy way out. And he goes, like me, he's like, but if he goes, he's a different, he said Virginia and him are also different too, because now they're able to help people, on earth that are suffering, and they can show them like, hey, everything's going to be okay. If you could see what I can see, because they can see a future and stuff. He goes, it's incredible. So he's saying, I don't, Eric's, he's funny. He's so funny. He's showing me, I don't know why, but he's showing me this painting of this like cabin in the woods. And he goes, if you need a quiet retreat, he goes, just take one away. He goes, nowadays people care too much what other people think, but if you really need time for yourself, take that alone time and do that, because it's so hard sometimes to ask for help, and it's so hard to be in life sometimes. Everybody has
yeah,
obstacles.
of course.
But he goes, take that vacation, take that travel trip. He goes, the cabin in
Easier
the
said than
woods. He goes,
done. But yeah, that was your first place that you stayed. You created a cabin for you in the woods for yourself by a lake. Beautiful. Okay, Virginia, what do you think about our Eric? Don't.
he's wonderful.
I know.
She goes, was he a writer?
No, well, he had hand scratching, but he could have been because some of the things he said were very poetic and
She's saying he's a very good storyteller. It was a very good, he could say it more better than writing.
yeah.
And
Yeah, like how to respoke a bicycle wheel. He will go on and on about that. He was doing that to our housekeeper Maria, who does not understand English, and she was like trying to be nice and like, okay. Anyway,
he said, she loved me, Mom.
oh
Maria
gosh,
loved me
dear
and loved the
Lordy,
story,
she still
okay?
does. She still talks about that story and laughs about it. So, because
She'll never forget it. And now she knows how to do it.
yeah, right, right. I'm gonna put it right on that task. I'm sure we have some wheels that need to be bespoke around here. All right. So is there anything, this is the last question, unless you want to say anything else, either of you, any of you. Is there anything that nobody knows about you, Virginia, that might be a little quirky, kind of fun, or it could be anything?
The reason she's okay, this is her. The reason why she never wanted children is because she got abused.
Oh
But
yeah.
really, she did want children. She did want her own offspring. She just didn't want what happened to her happen to them.
Oh yeah. I can imagine. All right. Anything else you want to say, Eric or Virginia?
Erik says, do you want to know an interesting fact about me?
Yes. I thought I knew everything, but maybe not.
Okay. He goes, Mom, I'm actually a great writer now. I'm a storyteller, but I can write, and he goes, I'll send you some of my writing clips in your dreams so you can figure that out.
Good. Well, you had horrible dysgraphia, which I have too. I mean, I just
Yeah.
don't write legibly, but I can't do it. And you the same, although your handwriting was much better than mine is right now. All right, thank you, and thank you, Nicole. You guys check her out, description box, and it's probably been on the screen already. Love you. Thank you, Virginia. Thank you, Eric. I love all
Erik
of you.
says, thank you. Love you, Mom.
Be sure that it was an honor, Virginia, speaking with you, and thank you so much for sharing some intimate details.
Thank you
but
so much.
Hope it helps a lot of people. You guys, please hit the subscribe and like buttons. Right, Erik? Right, Virginia?
Please subscribe and like. Subscribe and like.
Thank you.
Click it.
We're so close to 100,000. Y'all can put us up. One subscription can put us over the top.
Yes, do it.
All right, bye.